Welcome to another lecture on the topic viscosity of fluids. So here we will continue to do numericals on the topic viscosity. We will be using the Newton's law of viscosity and how the Newton's law of viscosity can be used for the estimation of shear stress, viscous resistance, sometimes power lost in overcoming the fluid frictional resistance, etc. So the third problem in this section, already we had done a couple of problems in the previous lectures. The numerical goes like this: a vertical gap 25 mm wide and infinite extent contains oil of specific gravity and dynamic viscosity 2.5 pascal second. A square plate 1.5 meter side and 1.5 mm thick, weighing 50 Newton, is to be lifted through the gap at a constant speed of 100 mm per second. Calculate the viscous resistance to be overcome and the power required in lifting the plate. Assume the plate is to be placed centrally in the gap. So this is a typical problem which you can use Newton's law of viscosity for getting its solution. So what is given there? You see, you have a vertical gap 25 mm wide and that contains oil, okay, and there is a square plate of this dimension 1.5 millimeter thickness placed centrally. Assume the plate is placed centrally in the gap and it is lifting up through the gap. So what is the power required in lifting up the gap? That means what is the power required in overcoming the frictional resistance? Of course, the plate has got a weight of 50 newtons. Okay, so we will draw the arrangement first. So this is the arrangement I have drawn. This is the gap, vertical gap, and thickness is, the width is 25 millimeter and a plate is placed here. It is having a thickness of 1.5 millimeter. So what is the remaining space? 25 millimeter gap. If you place 1.5 millimeter thick plate inside, the remaining gap is 25 minus 1.5, that will give you 23.5. so if the plate is placed centrally, so you have 11.75, 23 by 5, 23 by 2 is 11.75 here, 11.75 on the other side of the plate. So this you consider two sections, one section between the plate and the left side wall and another section between the plate and the right side wall. Okay, the viscosity of the oil is given as 2.5 pascal second, that is the SI unit, and this plate is to be moved up with a velocity of small u, that is given as 100 millimeter per second or 0.1 meter per second. So we will do the problem by assuming that this oil is behaving in a Newtonian way. Given data, specific gravity of the oil is given as 0.75. See this? So the density is 0.95 into 1000, that will give you 950 kilogram per meter cube. The dynamic viscosity is given 2.5 pascal second. Then what is the shearing area of the plate? That means this surface area, left side as well as right side surface area of the plate, this and this surface area, that is, it's a square plate, so width is 1.5, so you can take 1.5 into 1.5 on each side, it will be 2.25 meter square. Okay, velocity 0.1, it is given. Thickness of the oil film is given, so thickness of the plate is also given. So as I already told, the thickness of the oil film on each side of the plate is 11.75 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter or 11.75 millimeter. Okay, weight W of the plate is vertically acting downwards. W is acting downwards. So assuming Newtonian fluid, you have tau equal to mu into du by dy. So if you take the first section, that is left side section, means left side part, what is T? 11.75 into 10 raised to minus 3. What is U? This wall is stationary, and fluid that is adjacent to the plate is moving with the velocity of plate. What is the velocity of plate? 0.1 meter per second. So du will be u minus 0, that is 0.1. So T is 11.75 Newton raised to minus 3, mu is 2.5. That will give you a shear stress of 21.28 for the fluid in this gap. Okay. And so what is the shear force? Of course, the shear stress multiplied with the shearing area. Shearing area you have calculated as 2.25. So 21.28 multiplied by 2.25 will give you 47.787 as the shearing force. This is the viscous shear on one side of the plate. Okay. So on the other side also you have the viscous shear. So the total viscous shear will be 47.87 multiplied by 2, that will give you about 96 newtons or 95.75 newtons. So that is the total viscous force to be overcome in order to lift the the plate up with a velocity of 100 millimeter per second. But it has got weight also. So what is the weight? 50 Newton. So how to get the power required in lifting? Total viscous resistance, that is 95.75, plus weight, that is 50, multiplied with the plate speed, because power you can get it as the force into the speed at which that plate is moving. So 95.75 plus 50, that much Newton multiplied with 0.1 meter per second. So the power required in lifting the plate is about 15 watts or 14.58 watts. So you can substitute all the values in SI unit, you will be getting the final answer also in SI unit. Okay, I think it is clear. Now we go to the next problem. This is a direct application of Newton's law of viscosity. The numerical goes like this. The velocity distribution near the solid wall, WALL, solid wall, at a section in a laminar flow is given by U equal to 3 sin py for y equal to less than or equal to, in fact it is less than or equal to 0.125. Okay. Make calculation for the shear stress at a distance of 0, 6, 12.5 centimeter from the wall. The dynamic viscosity is given as 5 poise. You see, the velocity distribution is given U in terms of y. What is y? Y is the distance from the solid edge. So you can find out du by dy, but that du by dy will be in terms of y only. That is a differential of u with respect to y. Mu is given. So for 3 different values of y, you will be getting 3 different values of velocity gradient du by dy and the corresponding 3 values for the shear stress also. We will try to do that. Assuming Newtonian fluid, tau equal to mu du by dy, mu is given as 5 poise, that is a commercial unit, or it is 0.5 Newton second per meter square, that is SI unit. Du by dy, as I already told, d by dy of this value, this expression, 3 sin 4 py. Okay, 3 is a constant. So sin x, sin nx, the differential is n cos nx. So similarly, 4 pi you take outside, cos 4 py. So 3 into 4 pi cos 4 pi y is the velocity gradient here. So this is the velocity gradient. So it takes different values of y here. Y is the only variable here. So for different values of y, you will get different values of velocity gradient. So what are the values of y? Y means distance from the solid edge, 0 centimeter, 6 centimeter, 12.5 centimeter. Here y is to be substituted in meters. Okay, 0 centimeter, 6 centimeter, 12.5 centimeter. If you substitute here, you will get 3 different values of dy. That is, if you substitute y here and you calculate the value of du by dy, it will be 37.68, 27.48 and 0. Why it is 0? If you substitute y equal to 12.5, you are getting the values of du by dy as 0. That means velocity gradient is 0. If velocity gradient is 0, shear stress is always 0 because it is directly proportional, tau equal to mu into du by dy. So for each du by dy, if you are multiplying with mu equal to 0.5, you will be getting corresponding values of tau. That tau is written here, 13.74 and 18.84. So this indicates that there is a direct linear relation between tau and du by dy, and you can locate the location of maximum velocity gradient and minimum velocity gradient, okay, and correspondingly maximum value of shear stress and minimum value of shear stress. So we have done some typical problems in this video and the previous video, and now we move on to a task. Again, that is a typical numerical problem. A similar problem has already been worked out in the previous video lecture. The problem goes like this: a piston 79.6 millimeter diameter and 210 mm long. Okay, so diameter of the piston is given, length of the piston is given, and that is in a cylinder of 80 mm diameter. So there is a piston cylinder arrangement, okay, that contains oil as a lubricating fluid. 80 mm is the diameter of the cylinder that contains 79.6 mm diameter piston. So what is the gap? 80 minus 79.6, that is 4 mm. Sorry, 0.4 mm. 0.4 mm is the thickness of the oil film here. Okay. If the annular space that contains lubricating oil is filled with a lubricating oil having viscosity of 0.065 kg per meter second, again that is SI unit. Mu is given. Calculate the speed with which the piston will move through the cylinder, that is you want to find out U speed when an axial load of 85.6 Newton is applied. Neglect the inertia of the piston. So how will you do this problem? You can do this by yourself. That means, as I already told, the thickness of the fluid film is given, or you can calculate 80 minus 79.6. okay, then mu is also given. So assuming the fluid as Newtonian, shear stress you can calculate, that is equal to tau equal to mu into du by dy. Mu is given. So how to get shear stress and how this shear stress is induced in the fluid? Because the piston is moving up, okay, so the axial load applied is 85.6. So when an axial load of 85.6 Newton is applied, what is the shear stress that is developed? That you can calculate. How to calculate? This is the shearing force divided by shearing area. So how to get the shearing area? Shearing area will be the external surface area of the piston. How to get the shearing area or the external surface area of the piston? That is 2 pi RL or pi into d into L. External surface area will be pi into diameter of the piston multiplied by length of the piston. Diameter is given here, length is also given here. So you can find out the shearing area A or pi dl. So if you are dividing this axial load divided by area, that you will give what? Shear stress. And now the shear stress is mu into du by dy. Mu is given. So what is dy? That is also given, 80 minus 79.6. So you get the velocity difference. Or the velocity with which the piston can be moved through the cylinder. So these are the typical numericals which we do come across while discussing about the topic of viscosity, and we will discuss more on fluid statics as well as fluid properties in the next video lectures. Thank you.